Why Japan is the only civilization that refused to die. The secret of the living soil. The legacy of the unbroken. In our previous journey, we witnessed how Japan survived when other great civilizations vanished. We saw how it carried an ancient spirit into the modern age. But there is a core truth to this survival that has yet to be told. Why did the Japanese remain so obsessed with nature? Why, in a land of cutting-edge technology, do they still find gods in the soil and the grass? Today, we explore another future that Japan is offering to the world. It is a memory of the earth that we discarded in the name of progress. It is a way of life that returns us to the circle of nature rather than trying to dominate it. From the perfect circular society of the Edo period to the modern no-till revolution quietly spreading across Japan, the Jomon soul is awakening once again in the fields. Let us uncover the ultimate form of coexistence that Japan has protected for millennia. The wisdom of no such thing as a weed. When we hear the word weed, most of us imagine an enemy to be removed. However, the deep wisdom of Japan and the famous words attributed to Emperor Showa, the Emperor of Japan who was also a dedicated biologist, presents us with a different truth. There is no such thing as a plant called a weed. Every life has a name. Every life has a role. This is not just about botany. It is the heart of Japan's culture of non-exclusion, a philosophy held for thousands of years. From a Western perspective, a perfect farm is a battle between order and chaos. Neat rows of crops in a sterilized, weed-free environment. But Japanese natural farming is different. At first glance, it may look like a wild, untamed field. But beneath the surface, diverse plants are stretching their roots, sending oxygen into the earth, and inviting specific microbes to the party. They are not enemies. They are a team raised to support the crop. When diverse elements coexist, the whole becomes stronger. This spirit of Kyosei, coexistence, is the secret that has allowed Japanese civilization to survive countless crises. The ultimate revolution, no-till farming. When you push the philosophy of non-exclusion to its limit, you arrive at a radical answer: the revolution of no-till farming. For millennia, humanity believed that plowing the earth was the foundation of agriculture. But Masanobu Fukuoka, a pioneer of Japanese natural farming, shocked the world with a single question: could nature become even more abundant if humans stopped interfering? When you plow the soil, you shatter a complex ecosystem. You sever a network of microbes built over millions of years. The soil loses its strength and becomes an addict, unable to grow anything without artificial fertilizers. No plowing, no fertilizers, no pesticides. This is not laziness. It is a profound spiritual act of trusting the intelligence of nature 100%. By not disturbing the earth, an invisible underground city is rebuilt. Fungal networks expand, and water is purified. The hormones released by the plants attract the exact microbes needed to balance the pH. The roots themselves, along with earthworms and moles, become the tillers of the land. This is what modern scientists now call regenerative agriculture. But the Japanese ancestors found it long ago through prayer and observation. The choice not to plow is a question of how we live. Action through inaction. The art of Zen in farming. This may be Japan's final gift to a world that has lost its way. The Edo Circle, the world's cleanest civilization. Long before the world invented the word sustainability, Japan lived in a perfect circle. This was the Edo period. Isolated from the world, Japan could not rely on outside resources. This limitation gave birth to a circular society unlike any other in history. In the streets of Edo, the concept of trash barely existed. Tools were repaired, old clothes became rags, and finally, they were burned into ash, which was then returned to the fields as fertilizer. Even human waste was not waste. While London and Paris were dumping sewage into rivers, causing disease, Japan called it golden fertilizer. Farmers would buy it to nourish the fields, which in turn fed the cities. The energy of the city enriched the village, and that energy returned as food. The baton of life never stopped. It drew a perfect circle. This was not just recycling. It was a deep moral commitment. Whatever you produce, you are responsible for returning to the earth. The bridge to tomorrow. Natural farming as the future. This sense of circulation that people in the Edo period had, that sense of circularity, is exactly what modern natural farming is trying to reclaim. Modern agriculture is a one-way street, fueled by petroleum and depleting the soil. It leads only to collapse. What is happening in Japan's fields today is a redefinition of Edo wisdom for the modern age. We protect carbon by not plowing. We protect biodiversity by not excluding. This is not a return to the past. It is a fusion of the ancient Japanese spirit with the future of survival. True wealth is not about how much you own, but how beautifully you can become part of nature's cycle. The transition, healing the living soil. When shifting from conventional to natural farming, a farmer first experiences silence and patience. This is the detox period, where soil that has relied on chemical drugs must learn to stand on its own. In the first few years, yields may drop. The soil may be hard, but underneath, a revolution is occurring. In natural farming, soil is not a lump of dirt. It is a massive, living organism. In this world, nothing is wasted. Only what is necessary happens. If troublesome weeds grow aggressively, it is a message from the soil. Those plants are doctors, pulling up minerals from deep below to heal the earth. Even pests and diseases appear with a purpose. Once their role is finished, the crop overcomes the illness and the pests vanish. We do not eradicate them. We cut the grass and gather it on the spot. The grass ferments with its own heat and transforms into natural compost. In the beginning, we help by returning the grass and its roots to exactly where they grew. Return it to where it lived. This is the ultimate self-sufficiency. You don't need manure from cows that don't exist in Japan's wild. Everything the land needs is already held within the grass and the creatures living there. Eventually, the soil becomes soft, warm, and sweet-scented. The microbes ensure that nutrients never deplete, even with continuous cropping. When the soil is ready, the worms and moles disappear from the surface layers because the plant roots have taken over the job of tilling. This is self-contained ecosystem without animal inputs. We chose to stop dominating and start observing. In the end, we find an Eden that flourishes without human interference. The beginning of the Great Return. Civilizations are said to be destined for collapse, but Japan has survived because it never gave up its dialogue with nature. We stand at a crossroads. Will we continue to dominate and deplete, or will we return to the circle? The answer lies in the soil beneath our feet, in the weeds with no names, in the Jomon memory flowing in our blood. Just as there is no such thing as a weed, there is no life in this world without a purpose. Your choices today will shape the next 1,000 years. Japan is not ending. The real story is just beginning. Welcome back to the circle. Welcome to the future. This is Nippon Tribe.